Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're checking out the Commander New Jersey in the ship, New Jersey. Check this thing out. Base trade here, main battery shells that travel over 10 kilometers, up to 5% damage on that. And by the way, the slot 4 perk, the more interesting of the two, increased damage with Citadel strikes by up to 15% and Titan main battery dispersion by up to 7% for any ship type. I mean, that's a commander you can play around with. Certainly, it looks pretty powerful for cruisers. Haven't really done a deep dive on it for destroyers, but battleship and cruiser commander or builds, I think this is pretty viable. So, what I want to point out though is anytime there's a powerful perk in a slot 4 for a commander, that's expensive. All right, to upgrade, to go from level 2 to level 3, you need to hit level 16 for the commander itself, and then legendary perks, you need to get that up to level 4 to get it to the 4th level of upgrade. So what does that mean? Well, that's a lot of insignias. I think it's 8 insignias and commendations. Off the top of my head, I think it's 27. I'd have to double check my charts, but it's very intensive in terms of inputs. And especially when we're talking about event commanders or, not in the base game commanders where they don't generate duplicates, they don't create commendations on their own. That's a lot of resources. So keep that in mind. But even at the level I got it at, what's it at, 14.2 or 12.2, I can't remember. It's still a nice commander. Now I got Yachino and Scharnhorst. If you don't have Scharnhorst, Cunningham's a great substitute as well. So very accurate build, very punishing. Slot 3, we don't have dispersion. Slot 1, you do have your gyrating drill bits, which is why you're always on fire if you're using that perk. But that does give you some more accuracy as well. I would always recommend the anti-plane perk in slot 1 over that, but I know most of you guys do not heed that advice. That's fine. Just don't complain about HE spam if you're using gyrating drill bits. You're the author of your own misery in that case. All right, we're trying to blow up the North Carolina here. And let's just briefly talk about the differences between this ship, the AL New Jersey. Are we going to get an actual New Jersey or just the Azur Lane version? Well, we don't know that yet, but here we got this one. But between this and the Iowa, which is what it's comparable to, 0.3 kilometers longer range on this, improved accuracy, and, by the way, improved shell velocity. So watch this. To go 10 kilometers, we got less than 5 seconds. Keep an eye on the longer range shots as we blow this Harbin to smithereens with a Higon there. Full health dev strike. Do not park the Harbin broadside to an Iowa or a New Jersey. Your game will end very rapidly. But keep it, what's the chop I have? I didn't see the... Let's take a look here. Just zoom in there. Yes, 8 seconds, 9 seconds to a 14.5 kilometer range. It looks like less than 8 to that. I mean, those shells are getting downrange very quickly. What does that mean? Shells travel faster, less time to dodge, less room for error, i.e. more accurate. Okay, so we got more accurate in terms of what the shells are doing themselves, more accurate in terms of the shells downrange time, and just withering, punishing shots. I mean, we didn't have enough HP in that North Carolina for another dev strike, but functionally, we blew the living smithereens out of him as well. So, going to be a common theme in this match. We're going to kill a lot of people. It's all good. What's the downside between this and the Iowa? Of course, they're going to tweak it a little bit in the other direction, right? And there we spot the torps early with the help of the fighter plane, slam on the gas, and we will narrowly dodge those, much to the chagrin of the destroyer. All right, so we got 3,000 less HP than the Iowa, not that big of a deal, and the reload 1 second longer. All right, so not a lot of downsides. The accuracy, the offensive potential for this thing, pretty dang good. And I'm not a ship salesman. I don't get commission. If I did, the videos would sound a lot more along these lines. Are you a battleship main? Are you a tough guy? You're a sniper. This is the ship for you. I don't care if you guys buy this or not. I just show you the ships and hopefully enjoy the videos. But honestly, knowing the battleship players, I watch you guys play the game, this is probably what you want. You can sit in the back, you can lob shells downrange, and you can hit stuff. All right, so go ahead. And I've been seeing a lot of these out there this week, so I think people are already interested in the ship, irrespective of what anyone else is telling them about it through videos or whatever else. So that is what it is. What's going on in this game aside from blowing up everything? Well, why, most of the games that I played in this, I played, probably about 10 games or so. Most of them I'm pushing forward. I'm trying to utilize island cover, get as close as possible. Middle spawn with these battleships, there's a lot of maps where it's very hard to get out of the middle spawn. Neighbors is one of them. And what we're looking for in these instances to qualify for this is very open, easy to spot positions, right? So if I tried to, usually on this map, if I spawn in the middle, I'd try to get to the sea side. That's where the cover is. That's the more powerful side of the map. But because the Iowa/New Jersey, if I'm going to go horizontal from the B spawn to north of C or northwest in this case, I'd take vicious shots in the side. I'd be dead. You wouldn't be watching this video. I'd already be at the bottom of the sea trying to do that. So understanding that I can't really move, we did a quick turn. Why do we want to turn here? Well, it allows us to steeply angle. You can see in the diagram. We can even type that up a little bit. But, we can nicely angle there. And if things get dicey, let's say we start getting under torpedo attack or we're getting burn, everyone's shooting me with HE, I can gun the gas, I can get out of there and preserve the health or the well-being of the ship a little bit better than if we're nose in. Okay, so you need to understand you got to have people to shoot at too. We're not just playing defensive and watching people. So what you want to do if you're going to try and do a turn like this is look how far you are from the center of a cap, right? We spawned by B. When I deployed, I'm like, okay, I'm a square and a half away from the center of B, and the guys on the other side that are square and a half away, they're already in my firing range. So the guy, the likely position of the Reds, I can already shoot at them. I can turn, I can be productive, right? There's other maps which are bigger where that would not be the case. If I spawn 3 squares away and I can only shoot 2 squares away on the other side of the cap, I'm not within range. I don't back up, certainly, and I'm not making that turn that early. So if you're going to try and deploy as a Battleship player, understand that you're going to be, both teams are as far from the center of the cap to spawn as each other, right? It's symmetrically deployed that way. So say to yourself, how far away am I from the center of the board? Can I shoot the guys that are on the opposite side? If yes, okay, you're in a good spot. You want to be shooting on reload. If not, move forward. Do not move backwards, for God's sakes, and do not do a turn either, because you're going to be out of range. You're not shooting on reload, and you're not doing anything. You're watching the guys in front of you play, which is a horrible Battleship play. All right, so we got the Kraken already. Not a lot of damage so far, but hey, Kaga. Now, to be fair, this carrier player wasn't actually bombing me. We did shoot down some of his planes, as is our wont. But, we don't have a personal vendetta against this carrier player. But a lot of carrier players, kind of the chagrin of our existence. So we're going to go ahead and take it out on the Kaga. Anyways, wrong place, wrong time. Didn't quite blow him up there, but we did get the high caliber. So you can see, we just crossed the midway point of the game and we're at 125,000 damage. If you can stay alive for 15 minutes shooting on reload with this thing, the red team's not going to last that long if you're in the position to be dealing those shots. So, like I say, I don't sell ships. I don't care if anyone buys any premiums. But honestly, Battleship players, if you're going to get a premium, this might be one that you might want to look at. So, especially if you like the Iowa, because it's just a little bit better. It's a little bit more accurate, a little bit more deadly, a little bit more range. Everything you're looking for. So anyway, as the oyster goes down here, that'll do it for this one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. We've got lots of World of Warships coming for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.